Lords podcast.
Welcome to the Lord's Minute, our quick hit video series where we talk about all the biggest happenings in gaming and beyond. I'm your host, Ty Swinson, writer for Lords of Gaming. And with me today is my co-host, Lord King. We have finally arrived at the finale of She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, and they pulled out all the stops of this finale. We're talking about fourth wall breaks, breaking the Disney Plus app, usurping expectations wherever they could. There was just anything that you can think happened. And I'm going to kick it off to Lord King as we left Jennifer Walters in quite a predicament at the end of last episode. You see her in jail, kicking off, talking with her friends on what she's going to do as she is behind bars.
Oh, okay. So it starts off and she's down on the floor. She looks like Blonsky. They got her in a Blonsky cage. And I'm like, oh, buddy. And that answered my question because, my wife had to bend the knee because she wasn't looking at anybody. She was looking at us like, you believe this?
Yep.
My wife still doesn't want to bend the knee. She was like, no, she was looking at the police. Anyway, like she's worse than me. It's so she's on the floor and her friends is there and she's like, I know I gotta get revenge. I mean, we gotta find out who these people are so we could bring them to justice. And the head lawyer, she's like, no, bruh, this is about you being a monster,
right?
That
Yeah,
everybody's seen. But the hell with that. Hold on, we moving way too fast.
Oh,
that intro though.
Oh, you're right. I almost forgot the callback intro.
Yo, for all you fools that's talking about, nah, man, I don't like that CGI She-Hulk. You see the intro? That's what you would have.
The classic original TV show Hulk.
Yo, her neck was so big. Yo, and it looked. Yeah, I'm such a cornball because it looks so dope to me. Like, I'm into that cheesy 90s, 80s feel, that vibe. They even did it in 4:3. So, I mean, if you go back and you look at it, it's even in 4:3, and it has the TV grain to it. It has that old low res, that 480i res to it. And I'm like, yo, and they just did the cheesy. It was so cheesy. It was so good. And the girl painted as the Hulk. Oh my God, I can watch that intro forever. So now we get to the episode where she's on the floor and her friends is there and she's talking about, she wants revenge. And the head lawyer lady is like, nah, you are a monster at this point in time and we got to, work with that part right there. And there's a deal on the table if you don't do this, that, and the third. And she accepts the deal right off the bat. And they fast track to her life spiraling straight down the tubes where, her being She-Hulk was pretty much everything that propped her up to get that job. So everything pretty much fell down from there. And, it had people in the neighborhood talking about they didn't want her there. So, she had to move back to her parents. And her parents are such loving and claustrophobic parents, stifling parents that, they want to protect their little baby. And her room's still the same as she was when she was in college. And it's just it's nice to see that she has a base, a foundation that she can fall back on. And she falls back on this foundation, but she got to get out. And her only thought process is to get out and go hang out with Blonsky, because Blonsky gave her that, yo, you can come over here. So she tried to reach him, couldn't reach him, tried to reach the Hulk, couldn't reach him. But her friends was doing something too. Her friends was trying to find out, like, who was the intelligentsia, like, who was these people? And she uploaded a little video with her twerking her little booty, her friend did, from college. And yeah, they fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. She looked kind of cute there, popping it like that. So I'm like, the dudes fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, gave them an invite. Too easy? Yeah, but we understand where the plot was going because, again, this is a formula that Marvel uses. So they get over there, and lo and behold, the whole intelligentsia is there, and her friends made it to whatever cabin it was. Oh my God, plot twist. This is Blonsky's situation.
And which sorry to cut you off. I didn't because I was watching this with my partner. I didn't realize that it was the lodge until we fast forward to like Blonsky's down at the lodge. I'm like, wait a second. Are they at the lodge? Then I noticed in the background the namaste and the life motivation
Yes.
poster in the background. I'm like, oh no.
Yes. And then Blonsky comes out like a rock star. And the sleazy dude, the rich sleazy dude was behind all of it. He
I'm
was
like, knew
Hawk
it.
King. And I just love how when Jennifer came in and put the kibosh on a situation, uh she had to break the fourth wall because it got too cheesy at this point in time, and it was
Right.
really, really falling into the MCU formula. And she just said, nah, hold on. And she breaks the fourth wall, and they try to shut her up, but we're like ending the episode because the Hulk comes in and him and Abomination starts fighting, and Hulk King, the intelligentsia dude, takes her blood. He gives her his whole plan, and he turns into a little Hulk. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Hulk Todd was not it. I didn't need to see that.
Yeah, I was just like, this is it was just like real dude bro Hulk.
Yeah.
And that's another Hulk into Amadeus Cho's Hulk, which is really funny. Dude bro Hulk. Really funny. Hair was the same way. I laughed so much. But then she breaks the fourth wall and she climbs out the app to bust into another app to go into Marvel Studios, and she's walking along in the lot, and she goes into the brain thrust room where they're talking about the next season. So again, season 2 has been confirmed.
Yep.
All right. And there's other things that lead into season 2 being confirmed. But she gets in there and they don't want her to go see Feige. Everybody's talking about Kevin. Never said Feige, sorry. Kevin.
I'm like, are we actually gonna get Kevin in the show?
Exactly. So I'm like, oh snap, they're gonna get the Kev. And she gets into the special room, and it's so beautiful because it's the actual one of their Unreal Engine 5 rooms or Unreal Engine 4 rooms where they actually do shots. So a lot of those shots is done. That's so dope because a lot of the Mandalorian was shot on those scenes in that room. All right, so she's talking to Kevin, and Kevin is an AI that comes down. First, I thought it was going to be MODOK, but they didn't. It's supposed to be Kevin, but he had on the Kevin Feige
the baseball
hat.
Before the bot showed up, I thought it was gonna be where it step into an office. It's gonna be the slow turn from the chair.
Yeah.
But the bot with the baseball cap was also great.
I said it's dope, and she gave he gave the reasons why the formula works, and she gave her rebuttal on why the formula doesn't work, and then she gave her proposal on how it should go. And he accepted her proposal on how it should go, but she made sure she threw a dash of Daredevil in there,
Which I thought we were gonna get when he showed up.
got more Daredevil in there, sprinkle that in there. But she also said, when we're gonna see the X-Men?
I was like, I can't talk about that yet.
I was like, yo, she actually said that. She actually said that right there. And I'm like, oh my God, how far are they going to go with this? And they go soon. and they go to the end, and then Blonsky gets locked up because Blonsky wasn't supposed to be transforming, and signed the waiver to get in the truck, and they took him off, and they handcuffed the intelligentsia King Hulk dude, and they take him out, and Daredevil's there, and they cut to the last scene where she's with her family, and the Hulk shows up.
But did the Hulk show up by himself? Did he have a special entourage with him?
I had to rewind it because I did not think they weren't going to do that, and they showed Scar, son from Sakaar. I lost it. I pointed out because I got a statue of it, and I pointed out to my wife. I'm like, "That's the son right there. That's the son right there." And he has the ponytail, and he's behind him. He's like, yo, I'm speechless. This episode gave so much because I was really pissed off when she was walking through the line. I'm like, we're going to waste the episode on this right here. We're going to really waste the episode on this. And then it gave so much in future stuff, because she did allude to the fact that, oh, she said she couldn't reach the Hulk or whatever. Oh, she said never mind, just save that for that movie.
For the movies, like, we don't need to hear that. Save that for the movies.
So that alludes to the fact that there is confirmation that there's going to be a Hawk movie about why he was on Sakaar, what
Hmm.
happened when he left. So we're gonna get a chance to see that. I'm sitting. I'm just dumbfounded in how much we got from an episode that didn't really do so much, but it
Right.
gave so much of a roadmap to the future, and then told you, it confirmed that you're gonna get a series, the second season of this, and she just came into her own
Yes.
right there. And
With
she didn't end the scene with She-Hulk. She ended the scene with Jennifer
mhm.
and her little lover, Daredevil, who's there for a week.
Yeah. I like the whole like backyard family picnic going on and that Matt Murdock was there and because that was more than I was expecting because I'm like, oh, this like Matt's having like the talk with Jen's
Yep.
dad and all this and like they're actually a official unofficial couple right now, even though they're, working in different areas, but obviously it's a thing that's gonna be ongoing for a little bit, so I'm glad that they're pursuing that. And as you said, I liked how this finale did something different in that it focused on, as Jen was talking to Kevin, on what was important and of Jen coming into her own as She-Hulk
Yep.
and Jennifer Walters, accepting her role as working in both the courtroom scene and also on the streets as a superhero. And the reporter even asked her at the very end shot when she's going in to the Todd case, is like, hey, like all these cases and enemies, like, are you gonna fight them as a superhero or in the courtroom? She's like, both. So it's nice to see her finally accept that coming into her own, and that the finale didn't do a whole lot of big stuff for big states or typical Marvel stuff because it was focusing on solidifying Shield as a character and letting you
Mm-hmm.
know all those things you may be missing here gonna be featured down the line. Like we're gonna see She-Hulk on the big screen interacting with these other people. We're gonna get more backstory with Scar, with Hulk. We're gonna get more interactions with Daredevil, with the Echo Show. All these other threads that are branching out, setting up that didn't need to be crammed here. They needed to focus on tight storytelling with Jennifer and her coming of age so that she can breathe in other medium.
Yep. And I thought they did it so well. They pulled it back. They removed all the fluff and all the the stuff that typically they do.
Hmm.
Like, you could say Falcon and the Winter Soldier build up to a last splash at the end, scene. Build up to a last splash at the end, scene. And this one wasn't that. They gave a lot of reveals, a lot of roadmap, and this within itself was like what is D23,
Hmm.
because you pretty much got a slate
Right, right,
of
right.
what's gonna happen and what's going forward. And then we got how Blonsky just gave himself up so easily because Wong at the end comes and takes Blonsky out again.
I'm glad you mentioned that because as the end credits were rolling, like, okay, there has to be an end credit scene for this last episode. And before it cut to Emil, my partner goes, oh, wait, there is going to be one. We haven't seen Wong yet. I'm like, oh, you think Wong's going to be in this episode? And then it pans over, and I'm like, dang, Wong is in this episode.
And then Wong did say, through this multiverse stuff, I have a lot of stuff that I was doing.
Yeah,
That
it was
means
like
he was
you were
in
on
another
another
show.
show. Like, okay, so we got to see, okay, which show was Wong in and see where he's gonna be in.
So we're gonna get a lot of Wong pause later, and then I'm 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 very pleased with what they did, and they let X-Men is coming, so be ready for that,
Yes.
and they're just staying true to the characters, so all the characters that I've seen so far, they've read the source material, they listen to you guys, and they're addressing those issues. So I don't think they're gonna lean heavily into the same Marvel formula going forward with a lot of
Right.
these characters. I think they're gonna start spicing it up and changing the direction of things, and I think that it was a great way to end it.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. It was a type of storytelling that's almost, well, very appropriate for the fourth wall breaking and almost meta storytelling of that you took um you took a lot of backlash and angry yelling of Twitter, and you give that a form of intelligentsia. And basically, Twitter is intelligentsia, straight up. Same arguments when Pug was in the lodge, being
Yep.
like females, am I right? Like that's how dudes be sounding on the internet.
Yeah.
Um, but then
She
also
didn't earn it. She ain't strong as the Hulk.
yeah, yeah, it's like why do we have to have a lady Thor? I'm not saying it's because it's a female. I would get the same criticism. Should go to the one who best fits the job type scenario.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely nuts. It was funny.
yeah, and the other side of we have Jennifer presenting the actual constructive criticism of people feeling like the film is getting stale, they need to change it up, and let's focus more on important, heartfelt storytelling with certain characters instead of feeling the need to fill a type of quota for a big budget franchise or presentation. And that goes to show that even if people don't think so, like MCU, Marvel, these people, they are listening. They are constantly trying to see how to evolve and get better at their craft. It's just obviously they're not going to take a lot of the unimportant stuff in hand when it comes to the dude bros or the yelling to the echo chamber type beat.
And what I liked is when Kevin said, transform back to Jennifer because this is very expensive.
It's very expensive.
And wait till the camera pans to me, then you transform back because transformations cost a lot of money.
Yes.
I was like,
Yeah.
this is dope.
Yeah. Because obviously some people don't understand that.
Yeah.
Um, but overall, it was a good ride. I definitely enjoyed the show. It was different. It was a breath of fresh air, and it gave us a lot of insight on what's to come for the MCU.
Well, I'm gonna go watch that intro again.
Hmm.
Because it took me right back to my childhood and that was so dope.
Yep. Hopefully you all enjoyed it too. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been the Lord's Minute. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at lordsofgaming.net. I'm Ty Swenson, here with Lord King, and this has been the Lord's Minute.
Peace.